Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, said the people running Donald Trump's campaign must just absolutely despise and hate him. Like, they must be putting him in the McDonald's outfits or dressing him up like a garbage man and having Donald Trump's kids dress in garbage all over their body. Like, they must just absolutely detest the Trumps and they're doing this right. But then you realize that the head of this whole campaign apparatus is Lara Trump, who has spent most of the campaign promoting her music career with her terrible voice. I'm only going to play you a short version of this, but this is what she's doing. You can't make this stuff up. Here, play this clip.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. And there's more to come.
Let's talk about the mood right now in the Trump campaign as we're recording this. A great scoop that was just reported on by The Independent. He's realizing that he could lose. Vice President Kamala Harris, people are confident. The Trump campaign is panicking. One Republican operative who has worked with Trump's campaign in the past said it's clear that Trump is decompensating in response to the late Harris surge. He's realizing that he could lose the election, go to prison, and maybe even die in prison. Tim Alberta, who's got some great sources within the Trump campaign itself, writes, "My comments on CNN and MSNBC this evening, yes, there are Trump staffers who no longer much care whether he wins or loses. Not exactly breaking news. Hard to overstate how terrible morale is inside of this campaign and how much resentment is felt toward the candidate. I know. It's kind of like that poem, Something About the Snake." Remember Donald Trump talking about the snake being let in? More on that in a little bit, but just think about some of the last stuff that's been happening. I mean, Donald Trump has Megyn Kelly go on stage in his Pittsburgh speech. It's one of his closing speeches in Pittsburgh. He's got Megyn Kelly up there, and Megyn Kelly kind of like mocks him. She's like, "I was almost falling asleep here. He must have a lot of stamina that he could keep going." I mean, and she's there in the crowd here. Watch this. Here, play the clip.
Hi, everybody. Hey, it's great to see you. Can you believe this guy? Can you believe the energy and the stamina on this guy at his age? I'm ready to go to sleep over there. He's got a...
I mean, and by the way, when you're having issues with women voters like Donald Trump is, with all of his sicko behavior, which there's a lot of other videos where I go into it. I'm not going to do that here now. Where everybody remembers what you said to Megyn Kelly before in 2016. And for those who don't remember, here, play this clip.
I don't have a lot of respect for Megyn Kelly. She's a lightweight. And, she came out there reading her little script and trying to, be tough and be sharp. And when you meet her, you realize she's not very tough and she's not very sharp. She's Zippo. Well, I just don't respect her as a journalist. I have no respect for her. I don't think she's very good. I think she's highly overrated. But when I came out there, what am I doing? I'm not getting paid for this. I go out there and, they start saying, lift up your arm if you're going to, I didn't know there'd be 24 million people. I figured, but I knew it was going to be a big crowd because I get big crowds. I get ratings. They call me the ratings machine. So I have, she gets out and she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions. And, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
Speaking of kind of Donald Trump's campaign sabotaging him and imploding from within, I don't even think Ivanka has endorsed Donald. I don't think his daughter has endorsed. Did his daughter put out a statement endorsing him? Because here's what she posted last night. She said, "This past week, I turned 43, reflecting on life's lessons. Here are some tips that I learned." And it's this heavily photoshopped photo of her. And then otherwise, she's posting photos of herself at the gym right now. So you've got that going on. You've got Lara Trump. Oh, by the way, Lara Trump's dressed up in these like big Trump fake gold necklaces. Like, how weird can you get with some of that stuff? And then you have Donald Trump's, top surrogates like MAGA Mike Johnson. So MAGA Mike is like the Pied Piper of reminding voters about Donald Trump's Project 2025 plans, just going place to place to place, reminding him and putting his foot in his mouth. Like here, MAGA Mike Johnson says, look, me and Donald, we're going to take away your health care. We have the plan on day one. So don't you worry. No more Obamacare, which is the Affordable Care Act. We're going to get rid of it. He goes, we're going to put a blowtorch on it. He's going to blowtorch your health care. What a great campaign closing message. You're going to blowtorch we the people, our health care? That's Donald Trump's closing message. Here's MAGA Mike. Let's play it.
There's a lot of talk. I mean, healthcare reform is going to be a big part of the agenda. When I say we're going to have a very aggressive first 100 days agenda, we got a lot of things still on the table. But healthcare, it's the secret. It's the secret. Healthcare reform is not a secret. There's some really important ideas on the table, and we have a docs caucus, the physicians who serve in the House, and they've got a menu of options about this thick. And I think this is part of it, because if you take government bureaucrats out of the healthcare equation and you have doctor-patient relationship, it's better for everybody, more efficient, more effective. That's the free market. Trump's going to be for the free market. You heard a little sample of that last night. We want to take a blowtorch to the regulatory state, okay? I mean, these agencies have been weaponized against the people, and it's crushing the free market. It's like a boot on the neck of job creators and entrepreneurs and risk takers. And so healthcare is one of the sectors, but we need this across the board, and Trump's going to go big. I mean, he's only going to have one more term, right? Can't run for re-election. And so he's going to be thinking about legacy, and we're going to fix all these things. And,
no Obamacare?
No Obamacare. Yeah, the ACA is so deeply ingrained. We need massive reform to make this work, and we got a lot of ideas on how to do that.
Oh, that's MAGA Mike Johnson there. Oh, and then you have MAGA Mike Johnson at another appearance in New York, in the Syracuse area, where there's a ton of jobs as a result of the CHIPS Act, which is passed by President Biden. Then MAGA Mike goes, we're going to get rid of the CHIPS Act. So you're going to take away health care. Separately, they say they're going to get rid of our Social Security in 6 or 7 years, is what even Fox says about Trump's plan, that we'll have no Social Security. And the CHIPS Act, so you're going to just lose all these manufacturing jobs in swing states? But MAGA Mike, here, play this clip.
There's a lot of talk. I mean, healthcare reform is going to be a big part of the agenda. When I say we're going to have a very aggressive first 100 days agenda, we got a lot of things still on the table. But healthcare, it's the secret. It's the secret. Healthcare reform is not a secret. There's some really important ideas on the table, and we have a docs caucus, the physicians who serve in the House, and they've got a menu of options about this thick. And I think this is part of it, because if you take government bureaucrats out of the healthcare equation and you have doctor-patient relationship, it's better for everybody, more efficient, more effective. That's the free market. Trump's going to be for the free market. You heard a little sample of that last night. We want to take a blowtorch to the regulatory state, okay? I mean, these agencies have been weaponized against the people, and it's crushing the free market. It's like a boot on the neck of job creators and entrepreneurs and risk takers. And so healthcare is one of the sectors, but we need this across the board, and Trump's going to go big. I mean, he's only going to have one more term, right? Can't run for re-election. And so he's going to be thinking about legacy, and we're going to fix all these things. And,
no Obamacare?
No Obamacare. Yeah, the ACA is so deeply ingrained. We need massive reform to make this work, and we got a lot of ideas on how to do that.
You know, it was funny. I interviewed Jamie Harrison, the chair of the Democratic National Committee. DNC chair Jamie Harrison, he previously told me when Lara Trump announced that she was going to spend all of the money on Trump's legal fees, he goes, Lara, go for it. Here, play this clip.
You think paying for President Trump's legal bills is something that is of interest of Republican voters?
Absolutely. That's why you've seen a GoFundMe get started. That's why people are furious right now, and they see the attacks against him. They feel like it's an attack not just on Donald Trump, but on this country.
Your response.
I don't know if you all know, I am the #1 supporter of Lara Trump. I never thought I could find somebody who I wanted to be the RNC chair more than Ronna McDaniel, but I now have found that in Lara Trump. I want her to spend every single penny they get into Donald Trump's legal fees. Go, Lara, go. You are so fantastic. Your vision is so great. Spend it all on his legal fees. Just spend it all. And in the meantime, I'll spend all the money that we have on building the infrastructure. Continue to have the biggest voter protection program that we've ever had, making sure that our state parties are funded so that they can get the message out on how Democrats have delivered. I'll do the things that a party should be doing instead of spending money on legal fees or books or whatever.
And just like that, a rare moment of bipartisanship here on the MeidasTouch podcast, with Chair Jamie Harrison and Lara Trump agreeing to the same mission, that Lara Trump should spend all the RNC money, every single penny, as Lara Trump says, on Donald Trump. I love to see that sort of bipartisanship here, Chairman Harrison, on the show.
That was about a year ago in my interview with Jamie Harrison. But just take a look right now over the final 48-hour contribution report. You see Vice President Kamala Harris, $4 million, almost $5 million in the past 48 hours. Donald Trump, $19,000. Donald Trump has only raised $19,000 in the past 48 hours from those donations of $1,000 and more right there. Wild, wild stuff. And then you've got, his lawyer, who's now his top surrogate, Alina Habba. Then she goes out and she reminds everybody, Epstein list. Let's get that Epstein list. Here, play the clip.
How about that Epstein's Island list? I want to see that list.
So great, Alina. While the corporate media is too much of a coward to cover Donald Trump's Jeffrey Epstein connections, thank you for opening the door so you could remind people that Donald Trump and Epstein were best friends, that Donald Trump travels on Epstein's jet even right now. Jeffrey Epstein's old jet's used by the Trump campaign, that Donald Trump said Jeffrey Epstein's a great guy, that Epstein's on all these audio recordings that we played saying that he's close to Donald Trump and how Donald Trump would like to have sex with the wives of his best friends or his close friends, and how Trump and Melania had sex on the Lolita Express, and all the stuff that Epstein allegedly said to Michael Wolff, who reported it to the Daily Beast. But thank you for reminding of that, Alina Habba, for saying that. Thanks for that. So then you have Donald Trump dressed up in the garbage can. This is, he's obviously running this thing, but, he dresses up like a garbage man after his campaign called Puerto Rico garbage. Now you're dressed, and then they ask you the question of, well, what do you want to say about? Like, are you going to apologize? And he's like, no. What can I tell you? I didn't even hear it. I heard it was a joke. Here, play the clip.
I don't know anything about the comedian. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him. I heard he made a statement, but it was just a statement that he made. He's a comedian. What can I tell you? I know nothing about him. I don't know why he's there. You put comedians up, and I guess he went on earlier in the show. I don't know who he is.
And by the way, just like the way he looks is just absolutely ridiculous. It's just ridiculous stuff right there. Now, you just take a look too at the campaigns. I loved when Vice President Kamala Harris last week put out this side by side. Her campaigns and his campaign, her rallies and his rallies. Here, play this clip right here. Oh, and then he's got to give a shout out to his buddy, J.D. Vance, his running mate, who decides yesterday to call Vice President Kamala Harris trash. Here, play this clip.
But in 2 days, we are going to take out the trash in Washington, D.C., and the trash's name is Kamala Harris.
Oh, and here's one of the best final moments here when Donald Trump wants to refer to certain women either in the audience or that he's seen as beautiful. He wants to be very creepy. And you'll see Donald Trump like attack his own campaign manager, Susan Wiles. And you see how low the morale must be right there. And he's like, I want to call her beautiful. Can I do that, Susan? Are you going to let me call her beautiful? I can't call women beautiful during my speeches. Play the clip.
Of course, she was from Italy. Beautiful young lady, which I'm not allowed to say. You can't say beautiful, so I'll take beautiful. But she was a beautiful young... In politics, you're not allowed to call a woman beautiful anymore. It's the end of your career. So please delete the word beautiful. Thank you very much. Well, 60 Minutes deleted the whole damn answer. What? So I'm allowed to do that, aren't I, Susan Wiles? But America...
Strange stuff here, folks. Well, make sure you vote. Make sure you've got a plan. I'll keep you posted. There you have it. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.